core
Yeah,
IO,
even
that
in
is.
the upper division. I think we didn't see IO at all. Yeah, I think you just ban the IO, right? You're MadKings. You really don't want to be knocked down.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's a techies strat right now. No one else is doing it. It's very unique to you. You clearly have a specialist. Hard to gauge how good it is and how much of that is like surprise factor when teams aren't prepared for it. But it is going to get through. Nyx and Batrider, very meta bans right here. So
Okay.
Radiant team pick.
And the Tusk. Bowie,
I guess
so
if they
much
don't
love for
take the
Tusk.
IO, like MadKings is not go for it, so you can pick the IO whenever, right? If it's not going to be first phase banned. I honestly feel like IO is really strong in the second division because the games they're sloppy, they take a long time, and I feel like core IO nowadays, like his power spike, it's usually gonna actually feel good at like level 20, level 25. And you're gonna get there in most of these games. So I'm very scared for MadKings if they actually let Crewmates play it.
I don't think last time MadKings went for the Undying in this scenario when they get first pick Tusked. Just is not a terrible answer, honestly. I'm okay with that. I mean, they did it, they lost, then they played Hokori, and Hokori did the same thing to them, and they won. So,
Trent, I think this is where, like last week on Friday, I was having a conniption at this stage where it's like, you're using reserve time on your first pick? It's Tusk. It's Tusk. And now they get the Wisp. So, and it's like they settled on Mirana. It's not like this was some crazy.
It's a very poor choice if you think they might pick Io. Because now you don't have that AoE position 4 hero like Earthshaker or something.
Mm-hmm. You know,
it could be
what?
Mirana.
You
Disruptor.
love talking about one hero. Exactly.
Disruptor. I knew you were going there.
Right,
I know you're on that brainwave.
If we're letting the IO through, just pick Disruptor. Come on.
You can't save inside the static storm. I mean, unless they're like right on the outside. You know, maybe there's something there.
It's strikingly good. It's one of those classic counters that's just... It's good.
There's
old.
two answers here. You get Disruptor or you get Enigma. All right? That's what I want to see.
I'm going to throw a Witch Doctor into the mix, please. No, they go Slardar. All right, this is another pretty good solution. AoE stun, very low armor in the Wisp, so the Corrosive Haze, super effective, plus just stun lock in general, very annoying for the Wisp.
And it threatens PA and Weaver. And especially the Weaver versus Io is a bit of a classic.
Yeah. Backline, heavy mobility, more minus armor as well.
Though, I want to see some more reliable stuns on the side of MadKings. Because, even though Slaughter looks reliable against Io, it's just easy for him to tether away. I feel like they can get kited with these two heroes. So, maybe get a Wyvern, I guess. I mean, we talked about it. I guess it's not that bad here.
That's true. MadKings have actually picked the Wyvern before. So, there you go. They're one of the only other teams who have done it.
Mm-hmm. Did they win
yes,
with it?
the team with 0 wins. Bowie, what kind of a stupid fucking question did they win with it? They haven't won anything, dog. Any hero that they pick, they haven't won with. That's not you're not alone there, Garnet.
The second division is a victory for most of these teams, all right? They are winning just by being here.
That's deep.
I can't believe he asked that after. That's like the hallmark of MadKings. They haven't won a single game. Trent, what's their win rate with?
0. It's 0.
Sorry, Bowie. That was just too good. I couldn't let it go.
Yeah, that was a dumb question. But you know what? I want to see.
All right, PA or OD ban right here. Which one?
OD, I think, is top tier. I'm in on the OD ban.
Okay.
Well, I think that hero. I know he can't flex to a 3 though this game.
Exactly.
Wait, was it MadKings playing the 5 slider? Was that them?
Oh, who was it?
No. I think there was a Division 1 team that did it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe 0900 played it. I remember there was a team in the first week. They played Nyx 5 and Slaughter 5, and they won all the games. I just can't remember which team. Yeah.
So definitely wasn't MadKings.
Exactly. Oh, Excel did Slaughter 5? All right.
Radiant team back.
Gareth saving
Excel.
Yes, that's right, Mr. A.
Okay. Infamous.
Take the Timber.
Timber ban. That would have been kind of hard to fit in, wouldn't it?
Is Drow good against the Core Wisp? Is that why she's banned out here? Is it just too scary with the Slardar?
The silence is really annoying, I think, and
they've played it.
5
Yeah.
seconds.
It's also a
remaining.
hard lane for the Tusk, I would argue. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's fair.
not a great person to bully a little bit.
A good call. Do you still rate Witch Doctor against the Wisp?
Radiant team
You know,
pick.
Coconut
okay.
Tether.
it's okay.
Yeah. It is
Just that,
it's-
like, after Io gets the Helm of the Dominator, you're not gonna be like, if you're in close range to cast Maledict, you're probably dead because you're gonna be like center stunned, or he's just gonna tether away anyways.
what are we doing here?
Could be Mars mid, could be
Could be safe lane Mars
Mars
as well.
4, Slardar 4,
Seconds remaining.
Was it
Marana
MadKings?
mid.
Somebody did
I-
run a
seconds
a
remaining.
safe lane Mars. See if I can
You gotta be
find
going
it.
like Medusa or something up here if you plan on doing this stuff.
I like the fact that it's a stun.
Radiant
I'm
team
hoping this is gonna be offlane Mars, and then you have.
Oh,
They
that's
actually already
nasty.
played this. Oh, this is actually not smart by MadKings because they literally played this draft on side of Crewmates. They
Yeah.
played the Abaddon Io, and it's really good because you can amplify the region, and you're gonna have a dispel for everything that MadKings has.
10 seconds
So that's the
remaining.
5 ABBA.
Yeah, I mean they could flex, but I
5
think it's gonna be
seconds
could be
remaining.
offlane too.
Yeah, because the core, the IO's the core and the ABBA's the support.
Yeah.
Right.
It's I'll tell you one thing I learned about that core ABBA that's really annoying is that the scaling on Curse is busted because the duration is the same at all levels.
Yeah.
So the silence is crazy good early. It's a 4.5 second silence at level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Very annoying. Just saying. Everything else scales, but for some reason the silence is just the whole time.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, I died. I don't remember who I was playing, but I know I was really salty. I was like, what? I wasn't even thinking that it was going to last that long. And
Oh,
they
the
do
Weaver.
eventually go back for the Weaver. So I
Classic.
think that was the whole Slardar setup and the IO and the lacking of stuns from Crewmates. This is okay. Weaver
I like
looks
this.
good
No,
here.
this is good. I think the Mars is fine as well. Probably going to be going mid with the offlane Slardar, but you've got this good front line now
10
for the Weaver, some pretty
remaining.
solid catch, so he can just jump in the back and cut time.
5 seconds
Mm-hmm.
remaining.
Got a lot of minus armor. You have
Snip, snip.
decent amount of physical damage.
They need a long range initiator or like catch up hero thing like a Void Spirit and Ember. They need a Spirit-esque hero here, I think.
Don't you just tide here? If you're
I
Crewmates?
was thinking that, but I don't know. I'm okay with the Tide too. It's probably the one that's going to get banned, I guess, but I also worry that they'll just lose out on like Void Spirit, who I think also looks really nice.
Mm.
I feel like I kind of want Void Spirit first.
Still
I
not
can
a
just-
stun though.
Well, once you have Yules, it's like guaranteed kill though. Well, yeah. It's not
Right,
looking that
maybe.
easy of a pick here.
Maybe
Yeah.
like more regular stun.
There
There you
you
go,
go.
Tide. Okay. Well, there's the big ulti, but still light on like these Slardar Crush, Marana Arrow type abilities that can just set up kills and cost you basically nothing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I
How did
think
Tide wind up today? He won
10 seconds
one of the 3
remaining.
games. Okay. I mean, not like his 4-0 on our
5
previous. What was that
seconds
yesterday?
remaining.
yeah,
That was
it
quite the
4-0.
day for Tide. I mean, he did very well.
I'm gonna take the Alchemist. Oh, that's actually really good because they're stacking minus armor already. I don't think you really want a TA again. How bad is TA if you're playing MadKings?
I mean, are we thinking it's like 5 Marana, 4 Mars or something? I don't.
I think they need like more control.
yeah,
well, I
I
guess they
think
have Slider Mars. I think it's
I
5
really-
Slider. Yeah,
Yeah,
10
it's
Yeah.
5 Slider,
remaining.
1 Weaver, 4 Marana, 3 Mars.
I think you really want them running the Mars in the same
5
lane because
seconds
it's just
remaining.
really easy to change stun. I guess now with the Abaddon though.
They could Death Prophet. The silence is pretty clutch here,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll get to see their matchup too. So that'll be the big consideration here. Crewmate's going to look to protect something. They are also kind of lacking building damage. It's, you have this IO, so it's a bit weird with the ABBA, but it wouldn't hurt to have something a little bit better for the early game while IO's a bit busy.
Radiant team.
I'm
back.
gonna go with Zyori here. I think the best play they can do is just send Mars middle and pick an Enigma. I really feel like they have no BKB piercing disable right now. And they also have last pick on side of MadKings.
That
Yeah,
is
but-
true.
Team pick.
Yeah. Anyway, they lose both the spirits. See, this is the problem with picking the Tide. But I guess is the Tide more important to your draft than the 2 spirits? Because I think they really needed those 2 spirits. Because Io is not as good without those 2 heroes.
Yeah.
mean,
They
what
actually
about
moved
Ember,
a lot
though?
a lot of analog heroes. There's no Batrider, there's no Lash.
10 seconds.
He mostly
remaining.
played
No.
those 2.
The only problem is the Ember gets countered harder in the mid lane than those 2.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you have to pick Ember 9th. Ugh. This is a hard one.
Just don't Queen of Pain, and we're good, I think.
What about like Wind Ranger?
Just pick
Is
generic mid number 3. Whichever one it is,
I think
I'm sure it'll be
Wind Ranger
fine.
gets crushed by Mars. You just get speared into arrow and you die. I
Radiant
think.
team pick.
Yeah.
Take it for
This-
themselves.
This
Not
is the
bad.
catch-all. Yeah, this is fine.
They have a lot of bulky boys. So
Oh,
I
Kunkka
guess
was
2
in.
bulky boys.
Kunkka could have been okay too, but yeah, the bulky boys make the and the silence for the Weaver.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Fair.
DP on paper. I still love everything this hero
10
offers, but it
seconds
just
remaining.
seems like every time we see her in this DPC, she's looked a little lackluster. I don't know
5
what it is.
seconds remaining.
Mhm. And we have Io too, so the DP is gonna be really tanky.
True. Maybe that makes it a little better. With the Abaddon also, extra heals.
Yeah.
All right,
work
the Shadow
really
Fiend
hard.
players. Can I get some swag going here?
No way they
Swagger.
go SF. No
All right,
way.
is Lena still in? Lena's the default safe pick, right? In terms of like the matchup
I want Enigma, dude. Just go mid Mars.
versus
Spear the
DP,
DP
isn't that
out.
like sad life?
No, I think it's
I don't
manageable.
think so. Right? If she siphons
You don't
just spear her.
dumpster it or anything.
We
Oh,
now
Okay.
select
Trent.
your heroes.
All right,
Okay.
Lena or Queen. Fair enough.
I dislike this co-op. I feel like the matchup is fine. First DP is not even that good, but then you have a Baton that you cannot kill. You have Tide that crackens your Orchid. Io, I guess the Io might have to go some weird item to deal with the Orchid, but they even have Tusk save and a Baton dispel. I think Crewmates has this.
I'm inclined to agree. They look a little too beefy for my taste. This looks hard. Hard for the MadKings.
I kind of like MadKings. It is a bit hard, but they don't have any cooldowns. They can play very aggressive. Their biggest cooldown is going to be Sonic Wave. And then if they can
Yeah.
find this Io in the jungle when he's trying to accelerate, that actually feels kind of good. So if they play well around the Ravages and the Exorcisms and they don't lose their heads and like tilt or anything, I could see them taking this one. I would agree that like things can be easier for crewmates, but I
decent
imagine
amount
they're
of
going to win
ifs
their
there.
first game here, guys.
All right.
Really?
This is what I wanna
let's Go
see.
MadKings.
If Quap gets a free game, I want that Io getting a Satyr as his Helmet the Dominator creep. And then when he gets Orchid, he just dispels it and he tatters away. That's what I want to see.
All right.
Okay, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that as well. I'm ready to hear from these casters, though. Gary and Theban. Gareth, we need some help splitting up this panel. Will MadKings find their first win here? That is the burning question.
Yes, I believe, Zayori. I absolutely believe they can do it. If there's any time, it's now. MadKings, let's go. Come on. Pos 5 Slardar, tons of minus armor with that Weaver. Active mid lane Queen of Pain. Theban, what are your thoughts?
I think crewmates are here to.
I can't hear you.
You can hear me now. I think crewmates are here to show us how to play IO carry. I think the first time we ever watched them, they ran this strategy, right, with the Leshrac. And then this time, I remember their support player was like, you know what, we're going to show everybody how to do this next time because we messed up. They played it a little bit slow. This time around, I think they figured out what went wrong, and I really want to see this IO strat succeed.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. FCR on that IO. He's already got his Quelling Blade heading out into the lanes as we start off here. Game 1 of this best of 3. MadKings up against Crewmates. It's the bottom of Division 2 currently. And MadKings, like the panel said, looking for their first, not Series 1 win, but actual first game win of the DPC. They've got themselves that Mars Mirana lane. Looks pretty good. Slardar with Weaver. Queen of Pain into the mid. But it's Crewmates that are going to come out strong to begin with. 5 heroes sweeping across the map towards that Radiant Triangle. But not breaking the
Gosh.
staircase, they're waiting.
Dude, we've seen a Tidehunter every game, haven't we?
Pretty much, yeah. For the past, like,
And
3
this-
days.
Yeah, exactly. And this level 1 plays with Gush is incredible.
Yeah,
Minus
Gush.
4 armor. There's the
Tag
slow.
team on top of Slardar.
Easy peasy.
Arrow's going to connect, gets the crush down, but there's still so much damage. And FCR getting your first blood is going to feel real good for that carry IO.
Yep. Rushing that Dominator. Get things going.
And guarding up those early bounty runes too. Weaver going to get himself down to the bottom ones, but a very swift movement there from the Tidehunter is going to try and at least steal one, as DP did scout out the fact that an Observer Ward is somewhere around in that mid lane. Went in for that tree play, but Tusk in trouble. Trapped in between Mirana and the Mars there, just deflash, just quick shield. Back away. Get themselves a couple of bounties, so 2 for 2 in the end. And mid lane, Quap against the Death Prophet. How do you feel about that Quap last pick?
It's really tough. They needed some kind of burst damage on MadKings lineup, and Quap does do that, but against DP, it's a really hard hero to play. The silence is extremely annoying for the Queen of Pain. She can't really blink in, and now she has to deal with a Tidehunter, Death Prophet, Death Ball. I personally, I didn't like it.
And I
You
guess
have to find something that can like go on in and out of the fights easier than a Queen of Pain, but can also tank up if needed.
Yeah, I guess you can go like BKB second item, Orchid BKB, try and keep the flow of the game going for the Quap.
You would
Even in-
definitely have to.
Even in the lane, like every time you go forward for a dagger, you're going to have to contend with Crypt Swarm, right clicks. Like you're getting right click 2 or 3 times, getting swarmed.
Exactly.
And then when DP now is hit level 2, there's Spirit Siphon added onto it. It really is a wonderful game, this Dota 2. There's bottom lane, Slardar getting gone on a little bit. Again, that tag team and Gush pushing a lot of damage onto those 2 heroes in that Radiant safe lane.
This is not the easy lane that you would hope for a Weaver to have. Tidehunter Anchor Smash does a lot of damage against Weaver. Not a very high HP pool kind of hero. Very dependent on that Gemini attack to harass. When you reduce the damage, it makes it really difficult. Plus the Weaver, if he Shikuchi's like this and goes a little too far forward into that sentry range, once Tusk is level 2, they can kill the Weaver. Gush, Shard, tag team, dead.
Yeah, level 1 Shikuchi, 12-second cooldown. You've got to be very wary of that cooldown timing.
Also very nice synergy with the tag team, Gary, and the Gush. Physical damage
Oh yeah,
on the minus armor.
really potent.
All these little things add up and also make it really unexpected for the enemy.
Well, Slardar trying to split the lane there, get the Tusk away, but he's put himself in danger. The Shard's not very well placed. That should have been another kill for the crewmates.
He's got Guardian Sprint level 2. What is going on, Slaughter? What is this?
Well, he's going to Guardian Sprint himself back to Fountain.
Like, his best spell is the Bash. And now he's got Guardian Sprint on level 2. I don't know. That's
Interesting
not very
decision.
good.
But yeah, that mid lane, every time I see a Queen of Pain, it always reminds me of the old days in Dota 1 where Quap was just single-handedly the lane winner in the mid lane. But then we've seen these, Shadow Fiends, these Lenas, these Death Prophets, and with a little adaptation to the play, and of course buffs here and there. Actually able to stand up against the Quap. I mean, Analog forcing the blink back and the salve. A very early point. And 19-4 against the Queen of Pain's 13. You start to see how disparate that matchup actually can be.
What was DP spell before the Siphon? It was like a movement speed buff, right?
Yeah, it was a passive, because it gave you
It
more
is a
ghosts.
passive, yeah.
It gave you more ghosts and more move speed and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
This hero became... Witchcraft, exactly. Yeah. This hero became so good once she got the Spear Siphon.
Yeah, it's like you turn a passive into an active ability. Yes, feels good. Wraith King has skeletons now. DP has this Spirit Siphon.
Yeah. And then you got Lysander, who lost a spell.
Oh,
Got more passives. Oh, man.
well, at least he's got that Aghanim Shard. If he ever gets picked. 4-minute runes about
Great.
to spawn, though. Bottle is up on DP. Queen of Pain has hers coming out on Courier a little bit late. Slardar, Tusk, Mirana, and Abaddon all coming in. The tag team and the Shards. Queen of Pain silenced. Has Blink back up now. Abaddon's going to be the one to get the Illusion Rune, but Tusk has gone a little bit too far forward.
Okay. All right. Yep, that's way too deep, sir. And you can see like how throughout the DPC the mid lane has developed, where the supports from both teams always go to the power runes. Like mid laners just don't get power runes that much anymore at 4 minutes at least.
It's a battle between which supports can deny it from the mid laners. How's that top lane going? We've not really looked up there. Io with a Baden.
Boy.
Mars
The
gonna get
silences.
silenced.
Instant
Orbs.
because of the illusions.
They're flying out. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, the Abaddon illusion rune is actually really strong, and now with the shield popping, I didn't take him down.
Nope.
Mars still surviving with his bottle charges.
Top lane pretty even. Bottom lane quite even. I mean, Tidehunter is quite healthy. Bounty rune fight.
Caps does get the bounty rune. There's the bashes from the Slardar. Now he's got the 1-1-1 build, but the great shards blocking Slardar.
Anchor smash.
In there with Hijack, and Analog's also made the rotation down as Caps tries to bait the Weaver back with the Spirit Siphon going. TP forced. Sora gets back to the bottom lane. Very good TP.
Back to farming. Get that mushroom on your Weaver.
That Abaddon nearly got destroyed by an arrow from Destroyer. D-Flash with a nice little move.
Radiant's middle
Don't slip away. TPing Tuskin mid here. If they can force that Queen of Pain to blink, I mean, she's on 70 HP. There's the blink. Calfs, can he get there? No vision. Can't
He's
see her.
gotta get level 3 first. He needs that snowball
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Try and get some Observer Wards down in that lane, too. And there it is. Keep tabs on the Queen of Pain as the 6-minute rune is about to come up.
Structures are fortified.
Where does it spawn? Quap Hope's top. It is not. It's a haste rune down south. Free refill for the Death Prophet. Queen of Pain. She's going to farm jungle at this point. You're not sure where they're sitting. They've brought a Abaddon here as well. Not just the 4-minute rune. 6-minute rune. They're going to come in with Exorcism pushing that tier 1. Guarding the Death Prophet for any potential rotations from the MadKings.
I like this, because this is, if anybody TP's in, the Tusk is ready to just jump him. Destroyer. He's got the leap still. One hero that Tusk cannot just pin down here.
Queen of Pain silenced though. Tag team and Snowball. Get the chain stuns going. Blinks away from the Spirit Siphon. The arrow, that's a long one. Still another second duration under the tower, but with Abaddon there. Healing her up, she is just fine.
They bring all the heroes towards mid. That means Tide is in a 1v1 situation, and so is the Io. Gonna get themselves some nice, juicy solo XP. I mean, they did a good amount of damage towards mid. But I don't like the whole silence scaled up by the Death Prophet this early into the game.
Oh, Slardar. Try and crush and retreat. He's pretty quick though. Gets through that river, swimming away. Now the jump from the Queen of Pain onto the DP. The 3-man silence. How do you like it now, Theban?
Nope, still dead.
Still dead. Arrow's there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Snowball not quite saving, and the Sonic Wave will take them both down.
Get the freebie too. Yeah, the thing about silence is it costs mana. You know, I get it. You can silence the Quap, you can try to kill her, but for the most part, it probably won't really do much.
And basically, damage is good. More Crypt Swarm, more Spirit Siphon, more damage.
Level 4 Siphon, very, very nice spell to have this early into the game, especially. And Io's kind of dominating now. We're going to be seeing him pushing lanes out, farming. It would be interesting if we see the Io going bottom, like farm through the jungle to bottom to the Tidehunter, and then pressure this bottom tower, because pressuring Mars is very hard, and you don't want to get arena'd.
Dire are scanning.
Kind of interesting for me, off-laners with bottles. Quite often we do see it when mid laners don't have a bottle, but in this case they've got double bottle mid and double bottle on side lane. Tide and
So
Mars
the reason
both
for
going
that
for it.
is the offlaners typically buy some regen first, and they get the bottle, and then they are normally able to at least refill the bottle on the bounty rune. So that helps them a lot. And there isn't a lot of good like mana regen, HP regen items, especially since Soaring doesn't give you HP regen, only gives you raw strength.
Yeah, we even seen some like pos 5s like Grimstrokes and stuff buying Ring of Bassi just for that mana regen. Down goes Sora though.
Oh, there we go.
There's the Ravage. And DP with Exorcism wants to shove this tier 1. So Io's going to stick around up top as Mars, Slardar, Mirana and Queen of Pain, they're all converging towards the Io, trying to find FCR under the Observer Ward they have. But they're not pressuring
got the
tower at all.
mid-tower. Nope. I think Queen of Pain just, or Mirana just pinged the mid tower guys. They're like, guys, come on, let's push this mid lane in. But then DP's already got bottom. And mid tower is full HP. They're going to be able to defend this with the Tidehunter just TPing in, I think.
Yeah, you can come straight back into that
Tidehunter.
lane. Come on, buddy.
Tidehunter. Tower's taking too much damage.
Get
I
your
mean, he's
big
got a
butt.
Batten behind him too. Yeah.
He's
You don't
not
want
moving.
your mid to get chipped at all. Like,
Especially with the good damage you've already done to the opponent's side. Like 10-minute catapults are 10 seconds away.
exactly. They just lined them set up way too hard here. I think he wants to just refill his bottle on the bounty before he goes mid.
Oh, and Slardar has walked into this one. The trap set. Analog calves without a baton there. The arrow on D flash. The
Pop.
blink scream. The Queen of Pain has aggressively moved into this. The Mars Arena, though, catching the DP
into
with
the
a spear.
arena.
And there's the Gold Rebuke. Toby slays them with a double kill coming through from that quap. They find the move. And Rune still up at top.
Man, that snowball was just a little too much there. He wanted to dodge the Shadow Strike, but ended up getting his team right into that Mars. Reminded me of the Keeper of the Light of yesterday.
Because that's the thing with Tusk against Queen of Pain. Oh, she's jumping in. I can't kill that Abaddon. Like, the snowball can save you for a bit, but if the Quap holds that Sonic Wave, you've got, you know, at least one hero, if not 2 or 3, in the snowball, just lined up for the perfect big Sonic Wave.
Yup. Exactly. And also the arena, too. You see the snowball come in, just drop the arena, they're stuck inside, can't get out.
You know exactly
He's
where they're
got to
heading.
be very careful with how he uses snowball this game.
So what's the reason Tide didn't come mid? You're trying to get into the head of Hijack a little bit. He stayed bot,
Yeah.
farmed, got the runes, went top.
Good question. I think it's because he didn't have his bottle full, and he didn't think mid tower was going to take damage because the Baron was holding him. But you know, you just got to TP in there. Like, excuse me. If you don't plant yourself in front of the tower, they're just going to keep hitting it, and they're going to chip away at it. And the Abaddon is just a support. He can get jumped and die right away, where you as a Tide can hold it. And then you can go towards the rune and pick up the rune to refill your bottle after you've already defended mid. Because right now, mid tower has got 300 HP, and that feels awful for crewmates.
Yeah, maybe Tide's thinking he's the real position 1 right now, top of the net worth. Medallions coming out on his courier. So they're trying to mitigate some of that minus armor that the Radiant offers. And Slardar at level 6. He's going to get a decent amount of money down in that bot lane if he can push it another couple of waves. Get a bit closer to the Blink Dagger. And we've seen MadKings do this before with the POS 5 Slardar. It didn't look particularly bad. I think it was up against Gorilla's Pride. They lost 2-0, but the POS 5 Slardar was still like in a really good spot. I think he got like a 13-14 minute blink, like out of thin air. Somehow this guy, you know, manages to find that one primary item he needs.
Yeah.
But I guess as the captain or like the draft, you're like, guys, give me this item. This is how we win the game.
Well, you remember this guy from MadKings, he just likes to play core as a support. Like every game. You remember his Slaughter? Sorry, not Slaughter, his Nature's Prophet.
Oh, yeah.
He bought Orchid, tried to go for a BKB, and I'm like, I don't like this guy. Yep, it's the same guy.
He's on your naughty
not
list.
He's on my naughty list, yeah, exactly. Now he's playing Slaughter 5. Like, just go play core, dude. You know? Instead of just playing 5 on a team and playing core through 5. It's just not it.
Do you think there are other players like that could, you know, they play a role in such a way that they may as well be playing a 3?
Yeah, like Yapsor.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, one that comes to mind was like Tiger as well, right? He plays a very, very farm-oriented POS 4.
Yeah.
Or mid lane, they catch the Abaddon. No borrowed time, so they blow him up with a Star Storm. Good silence from the DP again, but Calf's not in position to follow through. And Ravage still on cooldown means they're not really in a position to fight right now.
The difference between those guys is like when the time calls, they're still playing the good heroes in that role, right? They just feel like that hero is good in that position, and they're still buying like items that kind of make sense in that situation too.
Like your Rubik's, your Earthshakers, buying blinks and shards and stuff like that. Sora up atop. Jeez Louise. The Gush plus Medallion, 1 Anchor Smash is like 30% of the HP of the Weaver. Holy crap.
Yeah, Weaver is really bad against Tidehunter. I talked last game or some previous game about PA, how she can crit, and that's what Tidehunter hates playing against. Tide loves playing against Weaver because Gemini attack just tickles him.
It doesn't do a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, the problem is though the bug. The bug gets kind of scary because once you got that level 20 talent with the +4 swarm attacks to kill, Tidehunter is gonna sit there for a good day or two trying to kill that bug.
For eons, he was there, destroying one bug. Well, I kind of like this from MadKings. This tier 1 tower mid is so tempting to go for. 200 HP, but knowing there's Exo and the Ravage, they do split the map a little wider there. Queen of Pain and Weaver out on the side lanes, giving a little bit of space for the push, but it's kind of inevitable that the crewmates are going to come for this. Nice arrow there, does land on the DP. I'll glyph it up and delay it. I don't know, it's not really a fight you want to be taking, right? You just let them have this tower, you're getting a lot of farm elsewhere, and a tower top for Sora is a pretty nice grab too.
Yeah, but taking this mid tower makes it so much harder for MadKings to take the Dire mid tower now. As long as they keep shoving this lane out with the Death Prophet. Io's still farming up a storm right now. Almost got that Aghanims.
And those permanent spirits.
I just kind of wonder who is gonna, who's gonna do the most of the physical damage. It's just gonna be the DP Exo? Because it might be lacking a little bit. Let's see how this plays out for Crewmates. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, let's see what the Tidehunter builds. You know, he's still up there in the net worth.
Solar Crest? Oh, he's changing to Blink Dagger. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering if he heads into, the Solar, the Vlads, go into a bit more right click. Let's get speared back. Corrosive Haze up on him. TP's coming through from the crewmates. Speedy Slardar, though. He's got away from there. Defending the mid tier 1.
I do kind of feel like... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Queen of Pain not going for the Orchid that we were expecting. I noticed that just now.
Ags, eh? Yeah. I think she's not going for the Orchid because the Abaddon, and you're also not going to be able to Orchid the Tidehunter because the Kraken Shell. So if you consider it, it does seem like a viable option not to go for the Orchid. I do prefer if she just went for like a Yules instead, though. Yules is so good against the Silence. It's really good against Abaddon as well. Yules doing Borrowed Time.
Yeah, save him up against the Snowball. All that good stuff. FCR there, just a freebie on the Mirana bottom. Again, 700 gold away from that Ag Scepter. Io really has just been sitting back, farming towards this prime time itemization.
It's got chased down.
And what's next for this Dire side? Like, they got tier 1 bot, tier 1 mid. Do they want to try and play bot towards the tier 2? Because it's a bit early for Roshan timing now. Bounty runes first. Punch up on the Queen of Pain. She'll blink away. As up towards top, Slardar getting caught up with the Tide and the Abaddon. No real commitments from either side. It feels like everyone's kind of comfortable just farming, not really committing to fights. But that allows crewmates just to chip away at the defenses, take down towers one by one.
Yeah, I don't think MadKings have any intentions of fighting into a Death Prophet plus Tidehunter, right? You need your BKBs first before you can take any engagements into them. And that's what the Weaver is doing. They're just farming up, getting Maelstrom, getting MKB. I'm not entirely sure if I like this MKB buy first from the Weaver. I prefer the BKB, I think. But other than that, just gotta wait for your times on MadKings. Where Crewmates, it's up to them to decide if they want to play aggressively or not.
Oh, they're going to find Caps here with a Moonlight Shadow moving across the map. Snowball towards Mirana. And they've got Queen of Pain here. Quick little tag team punch, but down goes the Tusk. And I guess the fact that Mirana's going to have mech soon.
It's a good team item here. Yeah, that Tusk definitely knew they were going to come. The way that he was moving around, it's like, alright guys, I'm going to break smoke. But then he died. I think he should have just tried to snowball to the low ground and get away, maybe. Need to have a plan when you're breaking smoke, Scary.
Yeah, he was kind of just there, like, I'll do it for the team. Buys a bit of room there for the Tide. Now 700 off Blink. But yeah, it feels like crewmates need to get out and do something. That's where their strength lies, is in this big group up and team fight. And it's a nice little turn by MadKings to actually smoke Moonlight Shadow, find a couple of pickoffs. Get this Weaver online.
I got it, Gary. I know how they're gonna win this game on Crewmates.
How is it?
They're gonna tether up this big Tidehunter, and he's gonna buy Aghanim Shard, and he's gonna beat into the towers.
Oh,
and
nobody can
smash
touch
into the
him.
towers. Yep. It's gonna be so tanky. You just keep healing, and then you get the Exo. Like when the Exo's on cooldown.
Oh, the Radiant knows this Roshan's happening. They've scanned it up, but I think they're a little too slow to maneuver across the map. This is going to be ages in the hands of FCR now, and that momentum for the crewmates is only going to keep building. It's kind of a weird feeling game where like net worth lead is in the favor of MadKings, but now the flow of the game swings pretty hard as they move onto the Slardar with War's Punch, Spear and Arrow catching Tusk. Ghosts are still flying though, Exorcism is about to end. Trying to chase down this POS 5 Slardar and finally finish him off.
Just the end of the Exorcism. They managed to get at least 1 kill from it. They gotta get these lanes out now. Io very fast with the Helm the Dominator. Creep Tether too. I would like to see them go bottom and take this tower because that's where MadKings is playing right now. Don't let this Weaver constantly split push bottom. Kick him out. Make him go to the other side, and then he can react later.
Yeah, well,
he's
baked him in.
silenced.
Silenced
Oh,
and stunned.
God.
The Sonic Wave Spear takes down Calf's Tusk, but losing your Weaver so quickly like that under the DP silence. Rough situation for MadKings.
That's exactly why you need like a BKB or a Manta. Now he queues up the BKB. As soon as he's like, okay, guys, we need the BKB.
I did say damage was good, but sometimes, like you love to say, you need to be alive to do damage, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, Mirana down bottom, scouted. She has a TP after a couple of leaps. Destroyer. Gets out of the grasps of FCR. That's already,
He's
what?
going for an Orchid next on IO here. Is that his build? Orchid?
Oh, is it really? I saw, I think it's just like a casual Sage's mask.
I think I like Orchid because it can let you build into the Bloodthorn too, which is a really nice item in general for IO. You need that mana regen. Just solid.
And it gives you a lot of damage. And I guess Queen of Pain here, you know, Aghanim Scepter is up now. If you're able to get that Orchid at a reasonable timing pre-BKB, you maybe get, 1 or 2 kills off that Queen of Pain.
Exactly. And he will get it at a really good time. He's already got 3,000 gold right now.
Yeah.
Orchid, not the most expensive item. It's just
Almost
3,475 gold, yep.
They go for that tier 2. Like you said, they've kicked the Weaver out of that split pushing zone. Take the objective, they can swing into mid. Tide can probably TP top to defend that push that Weaver's now switched lanes into. So another nice bit of chunk of change there into their pockets. Easy money.
So unless you're going high ground here with the IO and the Tidehunter, the best thing is to get the IO to go top and follow him, but it looks like they want to go high ground.
Mars has walked into them. Speeds back with the phase boots. He's got Blink and Arena ready, but that arrow not landing on the Hellbear. It's too quick. Slips away.
He's tried like 3 times now. It's just not gonna happen, bro. It's just not gonna happen.
Oh, Tide. That's a Queen of Pain stealing your bounty runes. How do you feel about that?
No, they should have went high ground here, I think, with the IO and the Tide. Just fast break up there.
Well, they
while
still
they're not
might.
prepared.
That snowball and a shard, beautiful from Caps, trapping the Slardar on the Mars. There's a decent arena, but the follow-through from the crewmates is going to find them. Can they gap close any further? No, they can't.
Oh,
Mars,
they got
the
him.
final high ground hit. Oh my god, Io gets it. Now the Ravage from
What is that
Tide
Ravage?
whiffs completely. He blinks in, does absolutely nothing.
Oh,
Time that's
boy.
back by the Weaver. Mirana's pressed behind her tier 2 tower. Tier 3 tower, sorry, and the glyph is forced out as this Exorcism gets used up. The Sonic Wave. Queen of Pain claims that Aegis. First life of Io down. And Mars board back for the spear. Io trapped now behind the
That's
tier
fun.
3. The jump in from the Tide. He doesn't have Ravage. I bet he wishes he did. The tether back. The Io escaped. Toby's down. The Io survives. And they're going to tether up Catapult with a 4-man crush. They finally kill off one. The Tusk is that primary casualty. But the MadKings have spent so much. A dieback on Mars. Every ulti expended. And the crewmates, they lose Aegis and the Tusk. That's it.
That's a buyback, right? Dieback? Yep. I mean, this is exactly what crewmates got to do. Every time Exo's up, just try to make the play. I wonder how that fight would have went had he not used the Ravage the way that he did. He was like trying to hit the Weaver, but the Weaver already had Shikuchi, just ran away
Yeah.
and whiffed the entire thing. The way you want to use a Ravage is let MadKings go into you, and then you pop it. Because then they're already committed, and now your IO and the DP don't need to overextend to do the damage. So, if they don't go into you, just the threat of the Ravage is more valuable than the Ravage itself.
Yeah, it felt like when he jumped in the second time onto the tier 3, onto the IO, it could have been a huge, like 3-4 man Ravage that probably would have just sealed the game.
That's it. That would have been in the racks for sure. But now they got to take it slow a bit. They lost the Aegis. DP is trying to finish BKB. Ravage is cooling off as well, 50 seconds. And you should just keep going. You shouldn't stop. Like, you don't take your foot off the gas here.
Yeah, you got IO
needs
BKB.
to... Yeah, I think IO right now, just push bottom and then go top. And push top in, try to take these 3 towers on the top side of the map for crewmates. Just get the fights outside of MadKing's base at this point and just collect the free gold if they don't want to fight you.
It looks like MadKings do want to try and fight. The Blink Slardar being showed off there. Premiere of that Slardar with the Arena Spear. The arrow's going to miss on the DP, lands onto the Abaddon, but it just pops the borrowed time, and they turn. They fight. They take down the Mars. He's been whipped, but it's not enough. The Slardar can't speed him up. The Sonic Wave catching calves, but he's still alive, tethered up. And that relocate gonna send the IO back somewhere, trying to chase the Mech Mirana. Snowball forward, dragging them closer. The arrow catching Tusk, but there's no leaps left. And Destroyer just gonna get hounded now by Hijack. Oh, Slardar's gonna come in and actually save the Mirana, as they don't want to dive without the IO.
Yeah, what respect from Hijack there not to chase that Mirana down. I like the discipline.
I would have gone for it.
Back off.
And died.
I bet you would have.
It's room for the Queen of Pain to get closer to her BKB, which could be one of those turning point items for them, as is the Weaver's one, which is what, 1,600 gold away? So another couple of minutes required for the MadKings to hit a point at which they can comfortably teamfight. It's been a pretty sad game for this Mars so far, though. Toby sitting around 6,500 net worth. 3 deaths, 1 kill. Not really been able to actually make the most out of his arenas. Like, the DP doesn't seem to care. They've got Snowball, they've got Abaddon, they've got saves galore. And IO with the BKB can just stand in there as... Oh, is that a Sanj for the IO? Yeah, Sanj and Kaya. What is that?
Spell damage for your balls. And then extra healing.
That's a cute little item.
Yeah, it's nice, I think. Halberd would have been good too against the Weaver, but the Weaver has a Monkey King bar. I guess that's why he didn't consider going for the Halberd here. It's just a 5-second disable onto the Weaver. It's just amazing. And they also have a Queen of Pain.
They all smoked up. Trying to play that top part of the map around Roshan as the Radiant scan.
Yeah. You see, whatever's happening right now, they get the bounties, it's good, but Io's got to make his way top. He's got to push that lane from the tier 2 all the way to that tier 1. Because if he doesn't do it, nobody else can do it.
Yeah, time to stop farming this triangle.
Yeah.
He's got his little kobold, so he's incredibly speedy.
He is 660 movement speed. That's a lot. But yeah, like, even though you're farming and trying to finish an item, you still need to be applying some kind of pressure to your opponent.
Oh, Mirana tried again. Misses the arrow on the kobold.
That's how you can't. You just give up. Just buy Yules. But even if you buy Yules, the IO would just tank the arrow. He's like, alright.
Yeah, nice try. The little guy with the little goblet. Here we go. Catapult wave with a tier 2. Exo level 2 ready. So they could have another crack at high ground. Yep. BKB from the DP. And Hijack this time with Blink Ravage in a much better position. We'll be waiting for that Radiant team to make the first move. But Queen of Pain and Weaver, they both have their BKBs now. So it's a decent spot for MadKings to look at defending. And finally the Exorcism comes out, forcing the glyph. Weaver's still out on the map split pushing, but I don't think the crewmates are done just yet. This is all in onto this high ground. What's the jump? Toby's looking for the angle, but he's been scouted by Dire Observer Ward. High ground vision is there from the crewmates. They know exactly where the Mars is coming from. And they've got to know. The Queen of Pain has that BKB. Just a very, very simple move in, move out. Half HP on the melee barracks. Exorcism is wearing down, so they all retreat.
This is MadKings' time to fight, though. There's no Exo. That's the big damage source coming out from Crewmates. If you don't fight now, you're literally never gonna fight. So, better get out there. And there's 3 words on Crewmates on the left side of the map that's showing MadKings are not farming in that area. And you can see Crewmates, they're running for their lives. This is like, oh boy, they know what's happening. Oh, no. Don't stand in the trees, guys. That is not where you want to be. Oh boy.
Are they baiting or are they being baited?
They should be back in the base. Just wait for the smokes to end. See the split push. Get the IO to split push the other side. Just buy time for your Exo. You got 70 seconds. And MadKings, they don't know. They just let it go. Whew, I think they dodged a huge bullet there, Gary.
Yep.
That would have been very bad if MadKings decided to just go push this top tower, wrap around there, and take the fight.
Well, they completely avoid it. Now 50 seconds left on an Exo with Roshan alive again. So Aegis and Cheese
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
ready to be collected up by the crewmates if they want to move in. Slardar, what's he up to? Just slithering around.
Dire's middle tower is under
They
attack.
do have Dire Courier in the pit. I don't think the Radiant know exactly about this. They are still grouped up, ready to strike into that mid lane. If anybody shows on the wave, DP wants to try and get this silence onto the Mirana. Someone that shows. So a good little bit of discipline there after missing out on that smoke gank by the MadKings. I'm just struggling to think, what is that? Like, you know, BKBs are meant to be that item which is allowing you back into the game. Is there another big one here? Like, what does Weaver go for? The Queen of Pain that can swing a team fight for them.
I think they could get Aghanim Shard on the Weaver. That could swing the team fight. They have a really hard time at killing those bugs. So you get the Gemini attacks off of the bugs. Do a lot of damage.
They have to
Another
try and stop
Roshan
this
take the
Roshan.
Exo.
In jumps Toby, Arena Spear, both BKBs popped, FCR grabs the Aegis, the Sonic Wave counteracted by the Ravage. A couple of BKBs from the Queen of Pain and that Weaver, but the double kill from FCR just shreds through all of them. Quop gets 1 kill through all of that. Now trying to retreat
And a lot
back,
of
but
cheese.
this final one here,
Cheese.
this poor little Weaver. Down you go.
Alright. Nice. It was a really good team fight from Crewmates. I mean, I don't know who he hit with the Ravage there, but they did stop the Mars from taking the Roshan. He died instantly.
Radiant's middle barracks are
Weaver's BKB ran out. Quap had to get out after the Sonic Wave being used. She doesn't really provide anything else apart from that.
is under
Now they're just gonna get a Rax.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Yeah, there was a couple of heroes on the left side of the pit, like the Mirana. I think the Slardar that kind of got stuck up in that Ravage as the final tentacles hit them. But there is that set of racks as they could swing bot if they want to. Playing it very,
Just give the respect right now.
very slowly. Yeah, absolutely right. And Queen of Pain, oh, that's an aggressive blink onto high ground, wanting the bounty runes. Oh, dearie me. Hijack on a mega kill streak says thank you for that. Queen of Pain really had no place blinking towards the opponents that just took your barracks. Looks like the line's
Slight
drawn down
mistake.
bottom lane.
I would rather see them go top though and take those last 2 towers because you want to be able to end this game off the next team fight win. But you can't really do that if the top towers are still alive. Even if you will give a glyph back to Radiant team, it's not going to matter that much because you're looking for a fight more than just pushing the high ground.
Oh, the punch. Slardar destroyed by both supports. Analog just comes in to make sure he is for sure dead. D-Flash with Ether Lens, Caps with that Blink Dagger, going for the Aghanim Shard for that Frozen Sigil. I'm a little bit sad that...
Heart. Yeah, what is that? What are you sad about, Gary?
Tide isn't buying Shard. Like, when you mentioned it, I kind of got excited for it. I wanted
Me
it. I
too.
expected it. And now I'm
Me
like,
too.
we're not going to see it.
Dude, it's good. I think it's really good in this game.
Hey, it looks exceptional. I'll just go straight high ground anyway. Level 3 Exo.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Pushing a lot of damage onto the buildings, clearing the midwave as well with the Crypt Swarm. Slardar, keep that corrosive haze on them. And it feels like this one last fight for MadKings. Buyback status, we've got Weaver and the Slardar Radiant heroes that have buyback. They've got to make a move. Something has to happen. You can't just let this dire team take every single building in your base. Mirana's dying just to stray orbs that are flying out from the IO.
Too late.
That's a very smooth play from the crewmates. Sweep in, sweep out. Take buildings, and now they can go top lane and do what you've wanted. Tier 1, Tier 2, finish the game. We've still got a little bit of time left on that Aegis as well, and by the time Aegis is done, that heart is definitely going to be completed on the IO. Cloak of Flames, 3,500 HP. Going to have a ton of HP regen. Even a Vlad's on this Tidehunter coming out now to boot. Smoke.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Come on, MadKings, I believe. One victory. One win in this. DPC least. Jumping in onto the IO. The Ravage, though,
got Aegis,
counteracting
though.
again. And you're right, that Aegis is still there. They kill the Slardar. They're trapped inside the Mars Arena, so hijack. The streak taken. The IO falling. That's the Aegis down. DP, no EXO. Has a BKB and some Spirit Cybers to throw their way. They come in, they strike, a couple of kills, pop the Aegis, but this 4,000 health IO is still just balling out of control towards your high ground.
Radiant's top tower
BKBs.
is under attack.
No more BKBs, so they can just push them right off this tier 2, take that last tower now. I think the Tidehunter just got a little too impatient, right? There's an Aegis on the IO, let them soak all the damage, let them waste their spells, let them lose the Aegis, right? And then go in after that with your big Ravage play. You got a Batten too, could probably keep your IO alive even longer. That IO's got a heart, that's 4,000 HP.
Yeah.
So let them do whatever they want to this guy.
Let them touch him.
Yeah, I
fine.
think that's why it looked really bad for Crewmates for a little bit. It's just the Tidehunter jumped the gun with the Ravage there.
Still like an all-in fight for MadKings. Ending up like that, still losing your tier 1, your tier 2, not getting... Like, you don't get anything from it. You can't move out on the map, you're still bunkered down in your base, and you're just waiting for this inevitable crewmate side to come back towards high ground to take another lane of barracks.
You know what I felt like in this game, watching Crewmates, just small things. This Tidehunter probably didn't even need a dagger this game. I haven't felt any use from the dagger whatsoever, because you're playing this immovable wall tactic, and your purpose is just to stay in the front, tank up, and if they come in, that's the only time you fight. You're not the one jumping them. So the dagger makes far less sense.
What would you have liked to see instead?
Are fortified.
Aghanim Shard.
Anything, yeah, like even a over corrosion for the minus armor.
Or a rapier. Jump in from Toby again. They're trying to catch that IO, but the BKBs make them all shiny and golden. The DP, the Ghost still go in. They get the Sonic Wave out, but Destroyer, that Marana and Slardar just
unkillable.
demolished in the midst of it all, and GG is called. Analog ends up with a triple kill at the end of that.
GG.
22 to 15, 13k lead. I don't think it tells the story there. That felt like complete just systematic destruction. It was one-sided from the get-go.
Yep. Crewmates just took their time. They got the items they wanted. Obviously, they could have had a little bit better map movement. But I think MadKings, they couldn't do anything at the end. Maybe we even need a BKB earlier. Need that Aghanim Shard earlier to be able to fight into Crewmates. Hunted down these heroes or split push a little bit better. Nonetheless, it didn't matter. Because Crewmates, the moment they group up as 5, IO, the shield, the heals, you couldn't stop them anymore.
It was a very